favorite acts live and in concert. Arizona PBS Box Office presents a backstage pass for you to meet world-class performers and offers a chance to see exciting performances before they sell out. This month, Arizona PBS Box Office presents
The Fab Four, returning to Arizona on Friday, January 24th at the Mesa Arts Center.
A parent is a child's first teacher. That's why Arizona PBS is providing a series of free workshops to parents and caregivers of preschool-age children who live in Yuma County. Learn how to expand your child's reading and language skills through fun activities featuring their favorite PBS characters. You'll also get interactive tools you can use every day at home to unlock the power of literacy in your little one's life. Register for this 6-week series at azpbs.org/workshop. Workshops begin soon, so sign up today. Coming soon to Arizona PBS.
Pablo returns to public television to celebrate his life's work. Experience Pablo's Mediterranean music in a way you've never heard before. Live in Guadalajara with the Jalisco Philharmonic Orchestra.
Wednesday night at 7 on Arizona PBS. All new Wednesday night at 8:30 on Arizona PBS.
From the Cronkite Studios in downtown Phoenix, this is Cronkite News.
Tonight, on a special edition of Cronkite News, the heartbreaking story of a Valley mother who turned her tragic loss into her life's mission of saving others while ensuring her son's legacy lives on.
And as the impeachment process inches forward in Washington, D.C., we'll show you how Arizona's Ukrainian community is reacting to the public proceedings.
And plus, we go one-on-one with a member of the Latinos for Trump Advisory Board. Find out what she says is the key to Trump being reelected in 2020.
And I've got the story you don't want to miss. Meet the high school dance team that became a viral sensation.
On this special edition of Cronkite News, our storytellers present the stories that matter most to Arizonans.
Cronkite News starts now.
Tonight, we begin with the story of a mother and her son and how one family's tragedy turned into a calling to help others. After her son died of sudden cardiac arrest, Sharon Bates made it her mission to do everything possible to prevent more of these deaths. According to the American Heart Association, over 350,000 sudden cardiac arrests occur each year in the U.S., and almost 90% of them are fatal. This can strike people both young and old, but some basic screenings can help.
I've got AEDs.
They are machines used for heart screenings, and in some cases, heart-saving.
There's too many cords.
She's not wrong. And all of those cords connected to these machines, perhaps among them the very machine that could have saved her son Anthony's life. He passed away at age 20 to sudden cardiac arrest, something Sharon Bates later learned could have been prevented by a simple heart screening.
You don't necessarily want to shut yourself off from the world when a tragedy happens.
She hasn't. Instead, Sharon created the Anthony Bates Foundation to bring heart screening events to communities to detect possible heart problems before they happen. With it, she's been able to save others.
It's been a labor of love for Anthony, for those kids I don't even know, the ones that we did save that now are my friends on Facebook. You know.
Today, hearts are being tested at Red Mountain High School.
And just relax for me, take some nice deep breaths.
All of the people here are volunteers, many of them students. Sharon can't thank them enough.
It is everything. It keeps us going. We can't do this without our villagers.
I'm going to place some stickers on you, on your chest, and on your abdomen.
It takes a village to save a life, and without those villagers, we wouldn't be able to save a life. So we're here with our villagers and my pitchfork.
Electrode 4, electrode 5.
Volunteers and parents alike know the importance of the screenings.
One of my best friends, her dad passed away from a heart problem recently, and it's kind of made us all reevaluate our own health and like how much we really know about ourselves. And I think preventative screenings are a really important part of that.
When you have the opportunity to just find out or to get that information, I don't think it hurts.
Sharon Bates has inspired other parents to also step in. Parents like Jewel Upshaw, whose son's heart stopped while on the basketball court.
He collapsed, and they were not able to revive him. Since that, it's my mission to spread awareness and possibly save lives, just like Miss Bates is doing here.
45,000 lives saved because of Anthony. You don't get 45,000 Christmas cards, but what you do get is the knowledge to know that you've made a difference.
Sharon's foundation has offered heart screenings, including echocardiograms and EKG testing across the country since 2002. The foundation will hold its next community heart screening event December 7th at Diamond Canyon School, and you can find more info on that and the foundation itself at anthonybates.org. Live in the studio, Jennifer Alvarez, Cronkite News.
Here are 3 more top stories we're tracking on Cronkite News. First, the search continues for a missing 6-year-old girl. Willa Rawlings was swept away by floodwaters in the Tonto Basin area Friday. Her parents say they're grateful to emergency personnel and volunteers who are searching for their daughter. The bodies of their 5-year-old son and a 5-year-old niece were found Saturday, a day after the 9-member family group tried to cross the creek in a military-style truck. The crossing had been closed with barricades and signs because of a storm that dropped an estimated 2 inches of rain in the basin. This year, 330 people were arrested from Wednesday through Saturday over Thanksgiving weekend, compared to 420 people last year. And the number of drivers arrested for suspicion of extreme DUI dropped as well. There were 64 extreme DUI arrests this year, compared to 88 in 2018. And finally, the Green Party will not be making it on the ballot for this upcoming 2020 election. They only turned in 1/3 of the signatures needed to qualify. Now candidates can only run as independents. This leaves Republicans, Democrats, and Libertarians as the only recognized political parties in Arizona. Live in the studio, Jordan Elder, Cronkite News.
The House Intelligence Committee voted today on its report on President Donald Trump's dealings with Ukraine. Based on their decision, it would allow the Judiciary Committee to work on articles of impeachment. We wanted to get insight from the Ukrainian community here in Phoenix to see how they feel about their home country being thrown into the middle of this polarizing debate. In this small cultural center near 7th Avenue in Camelback, a few Ukrainian families gather in a dark room for a Sunday community event. Featuring the showing of a new Ukrainian film, as community members wait for the movie to begin, they're surrounded by reminders of home. Painted eggs, figurines, and sunflowers.
So you can create an egg.
All meaningful symbols for this immigrant community in the Valley. A community that is feeling the aftershocks of their home country in the middle of an intense political battle here in the United States. The Ukraine front and center as impeachment proceedings against President Donald Trump are underway.
This will make the world aware of what Ukraine is and who the Ukrainians are.
Christine Boyko says the impeachment hearings, although polarizing, have shined a light on her family's home country, the same country her parents immigrated from in 1950. But some Ukrainian Americans like Raymond Badinsky say this type of recognition can also come with its disadvantages.
This kind of publicity is not necessarily in our best interest, but what can you do?
And that's the same question most Ukrainian Americans are asking themselves. For George Alinsky, who immigrated to the U.S. at just 11 years old, he says all he can do is wait while these hearings run their course.
Impeachment is not going to do any good anyway. I mean, at this point, it's too late to do any impeachment. So let them struggle.
But this struggle is seen by some as a waste of the U.S. government's time.
It's a shame that everything is taken away from what should be done in the government instead of focusing on just the impeachment. There's so many other things that we could be doing and helping our country.
Once this report by the House Intelligence Committee is done, proceedings will move to the House Judiciary Committee. Now, the first impeachment hearing is scheduled for tomorrow. In the studio, Marcel Baedo, Cronkite News.
Well, it's safe to say that large pockets of the Hispanic community here in the United States have felt attacked by several of President Trump's policies, and this particularly when it comes to immigration. However, not all Latinos feel the same. Right here in Arizona, one Latina woman is leading the charge to get more Hispanics to support the president and keep him in the White House after 2020.
I support President Trump because he has proven results. He has shown America that he cares for anyone who lives here. And it's not just American citizens, people who were born here, people like me.
And by people like me, Monica Yellen means immigrants. Although she now considers herself a proud Phoenician, Yellen came to the United States from Colombia 21 years ago. Fast forward, well, she's now a member of the Maricopa County GOP and of the National Advisory Board for Latinos for Trump. Yellen says that their goal, well, it's simply to get President Trump reelected in 2020.
His values align with my conservative Latino values.
The Latino Advisory Board, it's the brainchild of the Trump campaign as election year looms near. Its members are targeting the Hispanic community, hoping to get more Latinos on that Trump train.
The media tries to portray the president as something else, and they also wants us to believe that Latinos don't appreciate the president. His executive orders have helped tremendously. He helps women, he helps Latinos, he helps African Americans.
Maricopa County GOP Chairman Ray Chornenke not only supports the president, she's a firm believer that Yellen can get more Latinos to vote for Trump.
Monica can get it done, whatever it may be. And she doesn't stop until she fulfills whatever obligation or request that's been made.
Yellen left Colombia at age 23 with only $300 in her pocket, but as she says, full of dreams.
It was amazing. It was different because you come here on your own. I had no family, no friends.
But despite the initial challenges of moving to a new country, Yellen says she fell in love with Arizona.
We have very low unemployment rates. We have great surplus. We have a great governor. We have great government here.
And her passion leading her to become an active member of the Republican Party and to become a big fan of Donald Trump. Despite the president's hard line on immigration policy, Yellen says he's someone who's supportive of immigrants. All kinds of immigrants.
The president cares for the country. The president cares for our security. So his policies are in no any way against Latinos or anyone.
Both Democrats and Republicans believe Hispanic voters could be decisive in 2020, just like in states like Arizona. Back in 2016, roughly 28% of Hispanic voters cast their ballot for Mr. Trump, according to the Pew Research Center. In the studio, Frankie Mickelson, Cronkite News.
After 30 appearances at TPC Scottsdale, Arizona State golf legend Phil Mickelson made headlines with his decision to skip the Waste Management Phoenix Open in 2020. He will instead play at the Saudi International on the European Tour.
I was surprised. And the reason is because every year when Phil comes here, I talk to him at the Phoenix Open. He's one of the guys I really look forward to spending time with. And I've been to all of his press conferences, and he has always said time after time that this event is special to him.
Longtime Arizona golf writer John Davis, who has covered Mickelson since his playing days at ASU, says Mickelson is one of the key figures in making the Phoenix Open the golf spectacle it's become.
The 16th hole is one of the most famous golf holes in the world, and it is referred to as the hole that Phil built because he was the guy who started coming out here with ASU students and fans supporting him, and crowds started to gather there, and it just kind of exploded from that point.
Mickelson has won 3 Phoenix Open titles and is the all-time leading money winner in tournament history. But Waste Management Phoenix Open chairman Tim Wood says the event is bigger than any single golfer.
You take a Tiger Woods, I'd be lying if I told you that I didn't want him in our tournament, but when he doesn't come, what happens? People show up, and they show up in masses, and we break attendance records. So what I think the story there is that we've been able, with the help of our fans and Waste Management, to make it about something bigger than just what's happening between the tee and the green. And that's truly the success and some of the secret sauce.
Mickelson tweeted that he may have played in his last Phoenix Open. However, Diamondbacks president and CEO Derek Hall, who is a member of the sponsoring Thunderbirds, isn't convinced.
His presence, I mean, he's such a fan favorite. Being an ASU guy, the Valley comes out here and supports him. So it's going to be strange without him, but we'll get him back here. We know he'll be back in this field again very soon.
We respect Phil. We respect his decision. We're going to miss him. I really, really hope he comes back, and I think he will. And if he does, open arms. He's always got a home at TPC Scottsdale with the Thunderbirds and the Waste Management Phoenix Open.
While Mickelson won't make an appearance this year, ASU fans will recognize another familiar face in former Sun Devil John Rahm, who is ranked number 3 in the world. In the studio, Brady King, Cronkite News.
Coming up next on this special edition of Cronkite News at 5, find out how One Valley Group is giving Spanish-speaking ratepayers the tools they need to manage their power bills.
Day forecast if you want to hear about potential showers this upcoming weekend.
The weather around Phoenix is just beautiful today. Let's take a look at the weather around the valley.
Thank you for joining us for the special edition of Cronkite News. Here are the top stories that we're tracking today at noon.
Some of the best players for their program.
Cronkite Noticias is the Spanish-speaking division of Cronkite News, covering topics such as economics, education, sustainability, immigration, and border relations. Cronkite Noticias strives to serve the Spanish-speaking community in Arizona. Under the guidance of prominent Spanish-speaking professionals, students at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism develop content for our broadcast partner, Univision, as well as on Facebook and Twitter. Explore Cronkite Noticias at cronkitenoticias.azpbs.org.
Welcome back to this special edition of Cronkite News. Right now, there are around 15,000 wastewater treatment plants throughout the U.S., but an overall decline in workers has left this industry high and dry. So one Arizona lawmaker is working to fix that problem. Congressman Greg Stanton has introduced a bill to improve educational and recruiting strategies for the wastewater management workforce. The number of people training for these careers has been slowly dwindling.
You know, we do have a problem recruiting people into the industry, and there's an additional problem with what we call the graying of the workforce as well.
The proposed bill would allocate $14 million in federal funding over the next 5 years for the Clean Water SRF program, the primary source of federal funding for wastewater infrastructure.
It would allow state revolving funds to allow individual utilities to set aside money from the federal government that can be used for workforce training purposes. So that would be things like mechanics and electricians, instrumentation and control technicians.
The shortage is not just specific to Arizona.
No, this is not a local problem, this is a national problem. When I meet with utility directors across the country, everyone complains about this. It is very difficult to recruit and retain people in this industry. We want to change that because we do support public health and because what we do is so important in our communities.
The bill has been endorsed by the Water Environment Federation. In a statement, Executive Director of WEF, Walt Marlowe, said H.R. 1497 will provide a significant source of new funding to recruit, train, and retain the next generation of water professionals. The bill has moved to the House Transportation and Infrastructure Committee with unanimous support, the committee that Stanton is a member of. In the studio, Isabella Holsizer, Cronkite News.
For many in Arizona, paying their electric bill can be a struggle. That's one of the reasons a group of local organizations has come together to help and inform consumers. The idea to teach people how to keep more money in their pockets while keeping the lights on.
I've had my electricity shut off several times during the summer, and it's a disaster. It's so hot.
Cecilia Laguna knows all too well what it's like not to be able to pay her light bill and the consequences that can bring.
Can you imagine in the summer with this weather here in Phoenix, Arizona? It gives you a lot of anguish. You can't be without AC and without power. We need them for everything.
Which is why she now dedicates part of her time to helping others not go through what she has. She's a volunteer with the local grassroots organization Chispa Arizona, which works towards policies for healthier, more sustainable communities.
We advocate a lot for clean energy, but we realize that it is a very complicated topic to talk about. So we said, let's tackle the most basic thing, which is what affects all people, and that is our electricity bill.
This Phoenix event, the first in a series of 3 training workshops, aims to assist Phoenix residents in taking proactive steps to save on their electricity bills. The trainings are free, bilingual, and open to the public. Attendees are taught how to review their electricity bill, including fixed fees and the cost per use of energy.
When we reduce burdensome, unnecessary electrical charges that show up on people's bills, and we really simplify the system to a way that people understand it, people do see savings.
Along with Chispa, organizations such as Voz Solar and Wildfire are also part of this initiative named Se Fue la Luz, which means the power went out in Spanish. Advocates say the death of a Sun City woman after her power was turned off during the summer is also one of the reasons they want the public to be as informed as possible.
People might not get sick or die from heat in their homes. People might be more satisfied with their utility company. They might be less stressed about paying their bills.
There are strategies that you could do to decrease the cost of electricity. That is maybe like having plants outside your home, or letting the sun in during the winter, or changing the filter in your AC, and so on.
For residents like Laguna, these small tips can turn into big savings.
They are going to teach us how to read our bills. How to read them is the most important thing, and during what times we can save energy so that we do not spend so much.
The next 2 energy-saving workshops will take place on December 11th and December 18th. Both of them will take place at the Golden Gate Community Center in Phoenix. In the Broadcast Center, Karina Espinoza, Cronkite News.
Miller Thomas from the Weather Center. Let's take a look at your Tuesday evening planner. So you guys are getting off work right now. Temperatures are going to be sitting about 67 degrees with some cloud coverage outside. And those temperatures are going to dip all the way to 61 as we head into the 10 o'clock hour. Those chances of rain are only going to climb to 10% as we head into nightfall. So if you're heading out for Taco Tuesday tonight, you can leave those umbrellas at home. Now, how about your highs tomorrow? So you can see average temperature this time of year, 68 degrees, and we're going to be right around there, 72 degrees in Phoenix. And then how about your next 7 days? Theme of the week is cloud coverage. As you can see, next 3 days, all cloudy, but how about your weekend? Still going to be cloudy. We're cloudy Saturday at 70 degrees. Then we might see some showers on Sunday with temperatures at 65 degrees before they finally dissipate on Tuesday, bringing us a nice sunny way to start the new week with temperatures sitting about 65 degrees. I'm Miller Thomas from the Cronkite News Weather Center.
Up next, not only are they state champs, but they've gotten millions of views on YouTube. I'll introduce you to the Arizona high school dancing that's taking the internet by storm. Don't go away.
I'm Judy Woodruff, anchor and managing editor of the PBS NewsHour. The journalists of tomorrow face a fast-changing media landscape, but quality news remains vitally important to our communities, our country, and our world. At ASU's Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication, students learn solid, reliable reporting, holding the powerful accountable, and rebuilding the public's trust. The Cronkite School and Arizona PBS, preparing the next generation for a stronger future of journalism.
On the next Arizona Horizon, a look into what can be done to increase access to dental care for the uninsured and underserved, and a holiday performance preview from the Phoenix Boys Choir from the next Arizona Horizon.
I'm John Yang. Tonight on the NewsHour, what to expect in the next stage of the House impeachment inquiry, coming up after Cronkite News and Arizona Horizon on Arizona PBS.
Finally, tonight for this special edition of Cronkite News, we take a look at the elite Walden Grove High School dance scene. Not only have they won 5 straight varsity dance titles, but in September, the the team went viral for their Marvel-themed homecoming dance. Whether it's walking the yellow brick road, capturing the golden snitch, or saving the world from Thanos, the Walden Grove Pack Dance Team's homecoming performances are a viral sensation. Their last 3 combined, more than 19 million views on YouTube, including nearly 4 million with their Avengers performance. The anchor of it all, dance teacher and coach, Christy Lopez.
One thing that I would want people to know is that our coach is behind everything. They see us in our dance videos and they see us perform, but no, we couldn't do it at all without our coach.
Despite being YouTube sensations and reigning state champs, Coach Lopez says funding the program is a struggle. She says September's Avengers performance cost nearly $5,000 for paint, props, costumes, and other supplies.
We get nothing, so every year on top of everything that the team's doing, we have to fit in fundraising hours and activities, and we do that on Saturdays or Sundays or really late at night after practice.
Many kids on the team have never danced before coming to Walden Grove.
I joined the team freshman year, and everything I learned was from Miss Lopez. Didn't know how to dance. I had a little rhythm, but she really helped mold me and grow me into the dancer I am today.
Coach Lopez has been dancing for 30 years and danced professionally before becoming the Walden Grove dance teacher when the school opened up 9 years ago.
Parents didn't understand it, schools didn't understand it, the district didn't understand it. They couldn't figure out what I was trying to do. Now everybody knows, but in the beginning it was very hard. I felt like I was just crashing into walls everywhere I turned. It was challenging.
Amber Dedamore was one of Lopez's first dancers and is now an assistant coach. She remembers just how hard it was to build the program.
They start from the beginning, going to media, and then going to dancing, but we had no dance experience at all. So to see all the growth with the viral videos and them winning state championships 5 times consecutively is a huge deal.
This place used to be a storage room. But now it's home to the Walden Grove High School Pack Dance Team. And it's a place where they feel they can express themselves without judgment.
Yeah, it's definitely a release. When I walk into the dance room, I just forget everything else that's going on and I just focus on dance, and it's really nice. It's definitely an escape from high school.
The Avengers dance and set took over 2 months to prepare. Despite the praise for all their viral dances, it isn't about the fame.
I feel like I can be myself and let go of everything that's going on right now and just dance it out, I guess.
But at the end of the day, they're learning discipline, hard work. They're learning patience. They're learning how to, come to class on time, keep their grades up. And whenever they're accomplishing those things, I just know that, 20 years from now, they'll be successful in whatever they do.
The Pack Dance Team has also performed on Good Morning America and made it to the quarterfinals of America Got Talent's 13th season. Live in the studio, Lamar Smith, Cronkite News.
We hope you've enjoyed this special Storytellers edition of Cronkite News tonight. For top Arizona stories anytime, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.
Ken Burns and his brilliant team at Florentine Films has taken on one of the pillars of American culture, country music.
It's another way to look at the complicated 20th century in the United States.
Please join me, Kathy Mattea, for Ken Burns Country Music.
All new tonight at 8:30 on Arizona PBS.